up YouTube? Topaz Yates back for another album review, and this time it's to that Compton Menace, The Way It Is. This album is solid West Coast music that definitely could have been great, you did. Like, there is a great EP in this album, but as a full album, man, this joint is merely just solid. Like, out of the 18 tracks that he put on here, if he would have chopped it down to say 7 to 10, I think this could have competed for one of the better albums of the year, to keep it 100. My favorite songs off this project, starting with All Eyes on Me, in which it is exactly what it sounds like, a reference to Tupac's All Eyes on Me, but yet he does it the right way. Like, it has a similar to the same hook, but yet everything else is pretty damn different. So you can see the influence and the direction that he wanted to go with it, but he took it in his own direction and did his own motherfucking song with it. It's not on the same classic level of what Tupac did with All Eyes on Me, but it is definitely a must-have. My next favorite song is This Is How It Is, and this is pretty much his view on what life is all about, and then he builds off into his own personal life as well, which what he feels as though life is all about is getting on your grind, making your motherfucking money, and you know what? He has a solid point there. But then he goes into his own life on how he's never going to really change. He's always going to be a hood type nigga and such, and you know, that's an issue, because we just recently saw somebody get gunned down because they won the fucking lottery and wanted to stay in the motherfucking hood. I mean, no matter the street credit, no matter how down to earth, no matter all of that shit, man, a dude having resources in a place that's notoriously known for being starved for fucking resources, it never tends to end well. The better your value, man, the more you're going to have to evolve as a person, you feel me? My next favorite song is that Self, in which what he's going into is shit that I've been telling people for fucking years, man. If you want to get put on in this game, or you want to do anything in life, you gotta look at that motherfucker in the mirror and tell him you gonna do this shit, because you can't rely on anybody else. You are the luckiest motherfucker in the world if you got like 1 or 2 other people that's really willing to go down with you and really push towards something successful, you dig? Like, too often, too many people confuse that with somebody who's just there because it's a convenience thing. You really don't realize this loyalty that these people are showing you. They're really just masking that as long as it's in their fucking favor to be helping you. In which my next favorite song is more of a continuation of that thought process, that whole Put On song with Chris Brown. And I'm saying this because throughout that song, Compton Menace is pretty much rapping about how he put himself on, and then in the next verse, he started rapping about how he's trying to spread this knowledge that he created by putting himself on and bring it to his family. Which brings about an interesting contrast, because what Chris Brown is ultimately rapping about is putting his friends on and such, man. So it's not really the same thing, but it kind of works around the same concept. I definitely feel as though these songs are must downloads, and I'm not saying that the rest of the songs are bad by any stretch of the imagination. I'm saying that these are just head and shoulders above the rest. And I'm saying if these tracks and a few other hand-picked ones were put on their own project, I would be giving to this like a 9 out of 10 and shit. But as it is right now, I gotta give it a 7.5 out of 10. But I would definitely still say go ahead and cop the whole thing. But this concludes today's review, man. And now we're gonna jump into a brief instrumental from underground producer Sample Kid before we jump into the news, and then jump into an article from downloadpass.com. So the Billboard chart for this week came out, man, and Flatbush Zombies, for an independent, fell into the top 10, selling 28,000 units, man. And that's a damn good correlation for the fact that they waited so long to go ahead and put out their own album, and they built up their own fan base, and they're doing shit independently. They're doing it the right motherfucking way, because take it like this, $10 a pop, we looking at $280,000 for an independent act where they ain't putting in that much damn money. So it's a very good thing. But anyway, on to today's article from downloadpass.com. And today's article is about sick days, because not long ago, I was sick than a motherfucker, you did. And it made things very difficult. Like, I had to cut back on the amount of videos that I was doing. Like, I did like 1 video a day instead of multiple. And I hardly even wanted to do that shit, man, because I was fucked up and I was still working at the spot that I was working at. But after the fact, I realized, okay, I really must want this shit if I'm going to be that damn sick, but yet still not missing any motherfucking days. It really did feel like a test on how bad I really wanted to succeed at this shit you did. Like, am I willing to go through it while I'm feeling like absolute shit? And the answer was yes. And this is something that you can definitely test for your own personal life, man. If you really think you want something, see how badly you want it when shit goes all the way downhill. And that'll be the ultimate test on how passionate you are about something. I hope you enjoyed the show. You can follow me at Twitter up there. And you can go to downloadpads.com, that's down there, to read today's article.